We're doing something that's never been done before. Each piece of the bridge is carried by hand. These pillars here, these cross beams, are put together in darkness, underwater, all done by touch.
How much did you accomplish last night?
The first section of the bridge is in.
Good. Any unusual activity on the German side?
No, nothing unusual.
How much did the river rise last night?
1 inch.
Weather report?
Just right for us. Fog after midnight, further steady rising. The finished bridge will be exactly 18 inches under the surface.
Latest reconnaissance report.
The last flight confirms what we know.
Nothing new.
Heavy troop movements at night. Bad weather prevents satisfactory photograph.
They're massing reserves. Their concentration might be to the north, near Novorog, or near Black Rock Pass, or to the south.
They're preparing to take the initiative.
We'll take it before they do. You'll be ready on schedule?
In 5 nights, our tanks will move across the surface of the water.
Like crossing a parade ground?
That's right.
It won't be a parade ground when we hit Lubovino. Could we risk waiting until we can get more accurate information?
No. They might discover the bridge and destroy it. As it is, we have the tremendous advantage of surprise.
Can we hold that advantage unless we know the exact location of their forces?
A lot can be accomplished in 5 days. The key to the problem is behind the German lines. A partisan unit commanded by Kostyuk. We've sent instructions by radio. A picked group of men is on the way to help him. Paratroopers. Right now, their plane should be crossing over the German lines.
Aren't you sleepy, Kurkov?
I'm so sleepy I can't sleep.
Well, why don't you take a nap like the rest of the boys?
What I need is sleep. Real sleep.
What's that? It's a dictionary.
Yeah, I like words.
You mean you go through it page by page?
I'm all the way up to the D's.
That's fine. Well, you better wake up the rest of the boys so they get a chance to rub the sleep out of their eyes before they jump.
Kirichenko, wake up!
Oh, hey, wake up. Wake up, man. Get up, man. How many words did you learn this time, Alexei?
I know all the words I want to know.
So this is what you're studying. Sonia, Marisha, Alenia, Fanya, Tamara, from Odessa and Tula, Kubashev. He's been around.
Got any pictures? How about a few blondes?
That's why he studies words, so he can write love poems in words the girls can't understand.
The only poem I'll ever write will be Tamasha.
Tamasha.
Oh, Tamasha.
Jump master to pilot.
Stand by to jump.
Check your equipment. Hook up.
Thought these woods were full of Nazis.
They are the dead ones.
We have a prisoner. We'll examine the prisoner before we discuss our plans.
One of his boots, please.
Boot.
The right one.
Right one.
Thank you. Very interesting.
It's a dirty Nazi boot.
Your regiment was just sent here? Where from?
Smolensk.
There's no such sound in Smolensk. You're lying. Here. You're trembling. Here, take it. Settle the nerves. When did your regiment get here? You came by train?
By train.
Why do you lie? We're brought here by plane. You left your ear stoppers in your pocket. Very careless. I know this sand. It's from the Crimea.
How does he know where the sand comes from?
He can't. It's only psychological.
Your regiment was transferred here from the Crimea.
Yes.
How many infantry divisions were transferred with you?
I don't know.
Many transport planes were used?
No, only one. Just one transport.
Wants me to think there was only one. That means there were a lot of them.
A little piece of cotton, a few grains of sand may save many lives.
Take him away. That's all he knows.
Go on.
Men, this is Comrade Kostyuk. He'll be in charge of our unit from now on.
I hope you listened carefully while I was questioning the prisoner. He lied so stupidly, he gave us vital information. It adds to what we already knew. The enemy is shifting troops into this sector. Comrades, you have been picked for a special purpose. So you won't give up your sailor shirts, even though you've become paratroopers.
Most of my men are from the Baltic Fleet.
Mm-hmm. What ship?
Minerva.
Sunk by a U-boat the first day of the war.
We didn't know the war had started till we found ourselves swimming in the water.
You sailors like to do the impossible?
When it's possible.
What's your name?
Alexei. Alexei Kulkov.
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 Weren't you in that raid on Starya Russa last August?
All of us were.
We captured 3,000 Germans.
So you're the sailors who were in that raid. It's become quite famous.
Oh, it was nothing. Just counterattack.
We took them by surprise.
I'm even told that officers ordered you back and that you refused.
That's right. Nobody could stop us.
You can't be stopped.
We got mad. They kept ordering retreat, retreat, retreat. We got tired retreating, so we turned around and we went the other way.
So you disobeyed orders.
Well, we did.
Did you or did you not disobey?
We did.
Didn't you think that the act of a few hundred men could have spoiled the plan of the whole retreat?
Well, we didn't think.
It's a soldier's business to think. Courage is good, but too much courage sometimes makes a man lose his head. And a soldier's not much good without his head. Comrades, you heard the prisoner. They're bringing in supplies and reserves in tremendous quantities. We cannot afford to lose another inch of ground. That means we must attack. The success of the counterattack depends on knowing the enemy's plans. We must find out the exact position of the enemy reserves. Call Comrade Lisa. Now, how are we going to do this? There's only one way to get the information our staff has asked for. Go to German divisional headquarters at Lubovino. You must make a lightning strike, capture officers and documents, and get away. Comrade Lisa, you know the village of Lubovino.
I was born there.
You will guide us. Now, you all understand the importance of our mission. Through us, and through the information we bring back, the German reserves can be spotted and destroyed, and a great Red Army counterattack can roll across the river.
60,000 Russians have died trying to cross that river. We begin to think it's impossible.
Impossible? There's no such word as impossible. We've taken it out of the dictionary. The General Staff has a very simple solution. A bridge.
Build a bridge under those guns?
An invisible bridge. It will be built at night, under the surface of the water. When the time comes, a column of tanks will roll down to the edge of the water, but it won't stop. It'll go on, straight across the surface of the water. Tanks and guns and men. Here's our plan. We are here. We approach from this side. There are pillboxes here, gun emplacements here. Stay away from this swamp. It's covered with barbed wire and it's full of traps. German staff occupies this factory.
Enemy in Lubovino factory. Get range. Fire.
Back in the line.
Upstairs, report 7 prisoners.
Marshal.
Away from the gun.
Back. Back. Back.
Drop that rock.
Drop that rock. Up. Up. Hurt?
No, I sent you to tell you to bring up the prisoners.
Bring him up. Fine. How? The whole building fell in on us. Hands in the air. Higher. Pick up the lamp. See what you can do with it.
Don't move.
My battery's going out. Hurry.
I am hurrying.
Give it to me.
The thing that holds the wick is bent.
I'll do it. Take the flash.
Let's see about digging out.
That's the thing to do. There must be some way out.
Stay where you are. Hands in the air. Back! 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 Further back! Hands in the air. Higher. Higher!
Keep him there.
You can't keep us here. We have got to find a way out. We'll die here. We're buried alive. We are buried alive.
What's happening up there?
Keep your eye on them. First, we'll get these out of the way. Gotta leave space enough. If they rush us, we'll pick them off, one by one.
We insist on getting out immediately.
Oh, you insist? That's fine.
We are shut in here with a crazy man. We have got to do something. There's 7 of us and 2 of them.
Stay where you are.
Don't try anything. 2 of us is enough.
How long are you going to keep us here?
How long? Oh, a few days. Maybe a few weeks. Maybe the duration. You stay and watch from here. Back. Back! More. See this line? Whoever crosses it without asking me, it'd be too bad. If he gets over on this side, he may not be able to get back on that side. You can put your hands down now. Comrade Lisa, pick up those things, put them on the table. Take a look at them. Now, what do we got here?
Knives, wallet, paper,
Wallet, apron,
compass, first aid kit,
issue.
dog tags, keys,
What's this?
pipe. What?
Look at this. E-V-S.
What's interesting about it?
They would like to speak. They have a suggestion.
If I want anything, I'll ask for it. Move back. about this initial?
What about it?
Small V. It stands for one. Something, one, something. It must be an officer's revolver.
I see 5 privates, 1 corporal, 1 sergeant.
An officer could easily hide in a private uniform.
Why should an officer want to do that?
Afraid of questioning.
I see.
And if an officer did that, he would take one thing with him. To protect himself.
A revolver with a small V on it.
That's right. And his glass eye to see with.
Listen to me, Kulkov. The important thing now is to make some plan. Some way to get out of here and make our way back.
Getting out is important. Getting information is more important. Got to squeeze it out of him, drop by drop. If there's an officer, he'll give himself away. Nazis always think everybody else is foolish. It's psychological. You wanted to say something?
We have a plan. I speak for all of us.
What is your plan? Put your hands down. What is your plan?
We want to dig out.
Dig out? We have no tools. How?
This man is a miner. He says it can be done.
What kind of a mine?
Coal mine?
Where?
Silesia. Waldenberg.
I'm not so sure it can be done.
You would have to put a support under that beam. But it can be done.
That sounds good.
We can start right away, if you surrender.
Surrender?
You have no chance here. The fighting's all finished.
Better to save your lives than to die in this hole.
Yes, it would be better. But if we dig out, what'll happen to us?
You are prisoners of war. What should happen to you?
We know what you do to prisoners taken in a raid like this.
But this is different.
This is a different case altogether. We all guarantee that nothing will happen to you.
Sure.
Guarantee.
You guarantee?
Yeah.
Yes. All of you?
Yeah.
Well, might be all right if one of you had authority.
I am a sergeant.
A sergeant. Wait, I'll talk over with my comrade. Not enough. No, not enough. What would happen if your officer said you had no right to give your word? No, sergeant is not enough.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that.
What do you want?
You want to know what our officers will say? Well, I can satisfy you about that. To be more exact, I can give you the word of my major.
Your major?
Uh-huh.
How can you do that?
Well, I'm his right-hand man. You see, I work in the office of the staff. No doubt the major will be so glad, to be more exact, happy to see me that he'll do anything I ask. I'll tell him that you saved my life. I'll make a very long report. In writing. You can take his word for it. The professor will take care of it.
Yeah, he's an honest man.
Professor? Professor of what?
Morbidity, general pathology, neurology.
A professor? A miner? What did you do before the war? You.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
I want to know, what was your business?
I was a magician.
Make it.
What?
Magic.
Oh, we haven't any time for a magic act.
We want to get out of
I want you to make magic.
What difference does it make?
It makes a great deal of difference. If you're lying to me, then we can't believe anything you say.
Oh, sure. All right.
You can do some tricks, huh?
Watch me close. Nothing here, nothing here, and nothing here. So, do you mind? Thank you. From somewhere, from nowhere, the art of the prestidigitator. Watch me close. The closer you watch, the less you see. So, gentlemen, if you please. Professor? And now one for you. Ah. So sorry. It is gone.
Stop that! Stand up. Line up at the wall.
They're tricky.
It's not gonna be easy.
Kukov, let's suppose that there is an officer here. You know way of proving it.
I must find a way.
Even if you would find a way, what could we do? No one knows we're buried here. Best chance is to wait until night. Dig out, try to get back through their lines and across the river. Not a very good chance, but it's better than this.
What do we say when we get back?
Report what we know.
What do we know? That our detachment has been wiped out? They know that without us. Why did we attack? What were we sent here for? To get information. And to keep on getting it.
I know that. But what happens when the lamp goes out?
There's enough oil for 2 days, 2 nights.
Then what?
There's some candles.
How long will the candles last?
What is it, Marshal? They found us! They know we are here!
What? We've got to let them know we're here.
We got to save our lives!
Not a sound out of you.
It's not for you. The code we use in our Navy. Kolya.
You try to get back to our lines tonight. What's the best way?
Back of the factory along the edge of the swamp. Did he hear the firing?
No, he didn't hear anything. Masha heard it.
Masha?
Our dog.
I told him we have an officer down here.
But you've no right to send a report that isn't true.
It's got to be true.
You are stubborn.
And you're not?
Yes, a little.
Well, that's good. We'll need all our stubbornness with them. You see, in work of this kind, every little thing is important. You never know when it'll prove something. Like, sand in someone's shoes.
if you just wouldn't talk in riddles, I know what you mean. Why should they have sand in their shoes?
They shouldn't. That's the point. Is that clear?
Yes. Very clear.
What about digging out?
Not yet.
You're wasting your time.
Anybody can see what you're after. We made an inference.
To be more exact, a deduction because of your shirt.
We know about those shirts.
Baltic sailors.
You look for an officer. We knew it all along.
You captured the whole German general staff. Oh, forgive me. I almost forgot. Allow me to introduce these gentlemen. General von Kesseling, General von Rundstedt, Field Marshal Rommel.
What about this?
And that. Spread out. No more talking. If any of them move, shoot. You. Come with me.
What are you going to do?
A little questioning. Come on. Quick! Your name is Weiler?
Ludwig Weiler. You can see it on the tag.
Where does this come from?
You've asked me that 10 times.
I'll ask you 50 times until you tell me the truth.
I told you I've never seen it before.
You admit that it's an officer revolver?
Yes, I admit.
Then there is an officer down here. Show me your hands. Turn them around. You said you were a farmer. With those hands?
A gentleman farmer.
A gentleman farmer.
It doesn't belong to me.
Doesn't belong to you.
It belongs...
Belongs to?
There's no officer.
You just said there was an officer here.
No, I didn't.
You said you did.
You get me so confused, I don't know what you mean.
You're so clever, you can pick cigarettes out of the air. Let me see you pick out the officer.
Let me explain magic to you. Cigarette? It's really quite simple. You see, the cigarette is there to begin with. But how would you like me to pick a rabbit out of a hat? Go ahead. Do it. I couldn't. I couldn't do it if you were to kill me. And do you know why?
Why?
There isn't any rabbit. And it's the same way with the officer.
Here. Have a cigarette. Take it. It'll settle your nerves.
There's nothing the matter with my nerves. Take it yourself.
You know an officer whose initials are E. von S?
My name is Johann Grillparzer, Sergeant. Number 1489632.
What about Muller? Is he really a professor?
Johann Grillparzer, Sergeant. Number 1489632.
How about all these men? Do they belong to your company?
According to regulations, that is all I need to answer. Johann Grillparzer, Sergeant. Number 1489632. Johann Grillparzer, Sergeant. Number 1489632. Johann Grillparzer, Sergeant. Number 148...
I'm not lying to you. I can't help it if you don't believe me.
What was your work before you got into the army?
I worked in a factory.
Show me your hands. Palms up. A factory.
It was a watch factory. Very delicate work.
Yeah. Workers' hands. What work did you do in the coal mine?
Driller, foreman, sled tender.
Sled tender?
That's the way I began.
It's not a very up-to-date mine.
Oh, that was a long time ago. We had to crawl on our bellies, dragging the sleds to the cars.
Did your shoulders ache?
Plenty.
Which shoulder?
Well, the left, of course. You don't use the right shoulder. The right's too valuable.
You're a miner, all right. My father worked in the mine. He always used to complain his Left shoulder hurt him. Which one is the officer?
There is no officer.
I'll take care of you.
That's a bad bargain.
I can't offer you much if you're looking for bargains. What's the number on your tag?
Oh, the number? Let me see. 340. I can't remember numbers.
I don't believe you. What's your name?
Friedrich Müller.
Professor?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. What's your major's name?
My major?
Yes, your major. He was his right-hand man. You should know his name.
Major Kraus.
What did he look like?
Small man.
How small?
To be exact, oh, about my size.
Uh-huh. Little red nose?
That's right.
That's
to
right.
be more exact.
His spectacles. To be more exact, he looked so much like you that nobody could tell you apart.
Oh, no. I assure you, I'm simply a corporal.
Who ever heard of a professor being a corporal?
Well, I can explain that to you. I can explain everything. See, I'm here as a punishment for a book I wrote.
What kind of book?
It was against them. To be more exact, it demonstrated. Or, as you might say, exposed.
Yeah. How did you get it printed?
They didn't understand it. To be more exact, nobody could understand it.
Why did they punish you?
Well, they punished me, and they didn't, because they didn't know whether the book said what it said or what it didn't say. Because to be more exact, it was so deep that it meant exactly the opposite from what it said it meant.
What was the name of the book?
Hmm?
What was the name of the book? Quick, the name of the book.
You wouldn't understand it.
The name of the book.
The Spasmophilia of War.
Spasmophilia of War.
Oh, let me alone. Let me out of here. I can't stand it anymore.
Get up! On your feet! How long are you going to go on with this? As long as you're going to keep on lying to me.
We've kept us standing here for 10 hours. We haven't had any food or water. 10 hours! Killers will be done with it.
There's some water in the canteens. Take it. Here are the coats. Take it over to him. Come on. Quick, move! Wait. All right.
Our tanks. Yes, he's right.
Quiet! Never heard tanks sound like that before. Must be powerful.
I haven't seen any tanks like those.
Something new.
A secret weapon.
Sounds like a full division. All right, I won't need you anymore. Not for the time being.
Searchlight.
Questioning prisoners is a science. You have to think it out. Put it together like a puzzle. So many loose ends. Now, for instance, the professor. He's either a professor or he's crazy. Or both. He wrote a book Which means what it says it means, but it doesn't mean to say. And the coward. I had him in there for 2 hours. He didn't tell anything. That proves that he's not really a coward. The magician, he's a magician, all right. The miner, he's a miner.
Are you talking to me?
No.
Who are you talking to?
1, 2, 3. I've got 4. Some way to be sure. If I could get hold of it, just lay my hands on it some way.
Perhaps that's because what you're trying to do is impossible.
Look up the word.
What word?
Impossible. Mm-hmm. No such word. We took it out of the dictionary.
Why do you carry a dictionary with you?
Oh, words. I like to learn them. Look up spasmophilia.
I don't think there's such a word.
I don't either, but just look it up. I want to prove it to myself.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah?
Just means a headache.
Headache?
Hmm.
A headache of war.
You travel a lot?
Yeah, sailor travels a lot.
Do you like Quibushev?
Quibushev? I've never seen it.
Who's Vanya?
Vanya? Oh, just a name.
Names and addresses.
What's the good of names without addresses?
Gotta get some sleep.
That's a very good idea. That's what you should do.
I?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need it more than I do? When did you sleep last?
I don't know. I don't keep a record.
You retired when you came to our camp. I don't believe you've had a good night's rest for weeks.
I can't rest. I can think.
How can you think without rest?
Right now, I'm thinking very well. But later, may be trouble. That's why I want you to sleep. So that you should be rested when I need you. Go on.
All right. Wake me to know.
No.
Go on, Masha, go on.
What do you want?
I have some pills in my first aid kit on the table. Perhaps you'll get them for me.
What's the matter with you?
My head. Oh, it feels as if it were splitting open.
You have spasmophilia.
Huh?
So you were lying. You use a word, you don't know what it means.
Oh, I didn't use the word in its usual sense. I have my own meaning of words. My pills, please. To tell you something.
Tell it.
I'd like to. But I'm afraid of them.
With me here, what can they do to you?
Well, I'm afraid of what will happen later.
When later?
When they dig us out. You can be sure of that. They are very efficient. And you know what would happen to me if I told you anything. See? They are watching me. It hurts my innermost feeling that you don't believe I wrote the book against them.
If you're against them, prove it. But not like your book, which means what it means, but it doesn't say.
First, let me explain to you about my book.
Never mind your book. It's the officer I want to know.
You see, my book proves, to be more exact, it demonstrates. Somebody has got to be first, and somebody has got to be last, but nobody wants to be last. And of course, only one can be first, because to be more exact, if more than one is first, nobody is first. So we have the Führer. But this is very important, because it's in the blood. And everybody knows that inferior races are not superior. And so the last one is getting to be first, and the first one is getting to be last. I mean, it's all nothing but psychic compulsion. But now we come to the most important point, because, as I said before, it's in the blood. Blood. The question is nothing but the purity of blood. Of course, I had nothing to do with it. I was just standing on the curb making notes for my book. It was in Berlin. After our glorious victory in France, the soldiers were marching. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. That gets into your blood. That gets into your blood like Wagner's music. I made notes for my book, but the soldiers were marching. Left, right, left, right, right, right. Go! Flashlight.
Batteries used up. Candles.
They're on the floor. The table's turned over.
They're creeping around us.
Go, they attack you!
The officer. I'll get down on the floor and find a candle. You can shoot over me if you have to.
Yes. Get up. Turn around. Hands in the air.
My shoulder.
Stop the bleeding.
Carl, one of them tried to help me.
A knife wound. Deep. This will stop the pain. Shouldn't have left. The knife laying there. Shot into them instead of over their heads. Think you're strong enough?
I'm strong enough.
To handle this?
I can do it. Finished?
Turn around. Magician.
What do you want?
Come with me.
Remember, we are prisoners of war. And we insist on being treated as such.
Yeah. Move on.
Huh?
Come.
That's murder. I wish to protest in the name of humanity.
Sergeant. Come. Not yet. You in the middle.
You cannot kill me. We were looking for an officer. I am the one.
He waits until two men are killed and he speaks up to save himself. Move away from him. Don't touch him. Your glass eye.
Thank you.
You have bad eyes?
Certainly not.
You feel naked without it, huh?
It's a difference between a man like me and a goat like you.
It's the officer.
You scum.
How are things going?
Very well.
Any casualties?
Some. But one half the bridge is there.
Good.
What's your name?
Why?
Oh, it's easier to talk to a man if you know his name.
Alexei Kulkov. What's yours?
Major Erich von Stürmer.
E1 S. Erich von Stürmer.
When you address me, call me sir.
Yes, sir. You call me a goat, and a goat calls you sir.
Yes, you are a goat. In your search for an officer, Kulkov, you were stupid enough to tell me a great many things which a soldier ought to keep secret.
That should be good for you. What are you burning so, sir?
Ridiculous. Sooner or later, we will be dug out by Germans. Germans, I said, you hear me?
I hear you. I expect Russians.
You Russians are stubborn. That's your weakness.
It's a strong weakness.
That's why we have got to kill you all.
That's why we're stubborn.
Kulkov. Some water.
Just wet your lips. That's enough.
You're all alone now, Kulkov.
Alone?
I can't help you anymore.
There's no one to help you. No one to relieve you.
I'm not alone.
Now let's be logical about it. You hold a fantastic, nonsensical belief in something that can never happen. How can the Russians cross a river and come to this point?
It's our habit to do what you think is fantastic. Another division of tanks.
Here's another division. Center, point of concentration, preparation for an attack. You see, Kulkov, both sides are preparing. I know the German plan and you know the Russian plan. Knowledge of the enemy plan will give either side an advantage that is worth a dozen divisions. But it's worth nothing unless you can use it.
I'm sure you couldn't use it. If the Germans dig us out, it won't be so good for you. I'll be ready with these.
There's one thing you cannot stop, even with hand grenades. Your greatest enemy, sleep.
A man can stay awake for weeks, months.
There will be fog in front of your eyes, and your brain will go numb, and you won't be able to lift your hand. I'm so sure of it that I'm willing to make a bargain with you.
What kind of bargain?
I'm certain that no Russian will ever get here to dig you out. You are certain to kill me before our men come here to save us. It's like two dead men talking to each other. So, Kulkov, why not exchange what we know? You are afraid. You don't believe you can hold out and that Russians will get here to save you?
I do believe it.
Then why not gamble on it?
I don't like gambling.
The stakes are very high.
You will tell me the point of concentration?
I will.
How do I know you'll tell me the truth?
It's very simple. I can explain our strategy on a map.
We have no map.
I make one on the ground here.
Make a map.
Listen. Listen carefully while we talk about the map. You know the country so well. You can tell when he's lying.
What are you going to do?
Depends what I get out of him.
Be careful. He's trying to trap you.
Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Clear the way from here towards the center.
Right through to the center, sir.
When you reach there's a cellar. Take it easy.
Yes, sir, I understand. It might collapse.
That's right. Be careful. Some of our people might still be alive.
Yes, sir.
Here we have a sufficiently detailed map. But suppose I tell you the truth, and you pay me by killing us all?
I'll kill you if any of you attack us.
Oh, that is understood.
Or if the Germans dig us out.
Accepted.
And naturally, when the lamp and the candles are used up.
Naturally. I accept your conditions. In return, I give you my word of honor that I tell you the truth. Here's the river. Here's WWII. Show me the point where the Russians plan to cross.
First, you tell me how many tank divisions have been brought into this sector.
Müller.
Yes, sir.
Name the tank divisions that have come here.
14th, 18th, 10th, 3rd, 81st, 88th.
Point to the place where the Russians plan to cross. You intend to cross here? But here we have the most heavily defended part of the front. It would be military idiocy to try to cross here.
Well, you know very well we're military idiots.
You tried it before. I have seen the river choked with bodies.
So have I.
What kind of man would attempt such a thing again?
Men like me. Show me the point of concentration.
I'll give you a general idea. South. Sergeant!
Yes, sir.
Every night, troops and supplies move through WWII. Which direction do they go?
South, sir.
From a military standpoint, I consider it impossible for the Russians to move tanks and guns across the river at WWII.
If it's impossible, we'll do it.
How?
We'll just walk across.
You walk on the bottom of the river and come up on the other side?
We don't mind getting wet.
Or perhaps you walk on the water. I'm told it was once done by a Jew.
It can be done. If you have enough faith.
I tell you the truth, and you answer me with childish rubbish.
You tell me nothing. You tell me the concentration is in the south, and in the south there's nothing but woods and mountains all the way down to the Volga.
I can show you the exact point, the name of the place.
Well, show me, that's what I want.
Then pay for it. How can the Russians cross the river and force and take us by surprise?
I told you the truth. They walk on top of the water.
What about tanks and guns?
They come right down to the edge of the river, and they move right along.
A whole army moving on the surface of the water?
An army with banners.
Without a bridge?
You must have a lot of roads and railroads to bring an army in this area.
The railroad comes to this point. Besides, there are roads east and south.
What about the roads in this country?
It's very wild. There are no roads through the mountains.
That is correct, but we have built a road.
Ask him where.
Where? Oh, there's a pass over the mountains here.
That's true. But it would be very hard to put a good road through it.
Müller! Yes, sir! How many men are employed in road building in this area?
There are 50,000 men. Work is almost finished now.
And where was the main road built?
Through Black Rock Pass, sir.
That's right. That's the only pass.
You see, I'm telling you the truth.
If you're not, I'm going to kill you.
I give you my word of honor. The word of an officer of the great German Reich. You say they'll cross on the surface of the water?
On a bridge.
A bridge will take time to build?
It's being built now.
Then in daylight we'll see it and blast it out of the water.
You won't see it.
How can there be a bridge if you don't see it?
It's invisible.
There is no such a thing as an invisible bridge. You tell me fairy tales.
You tell me the point of concentration, and I'll tell you how it's being done.
You are lying. You made up a story about an invisible bridge and you cannot prove it.
I can prove it.
There's a village in the woods where our troops are concentrated. You tell me about the bridge, and I tell you the name of the village.
Men are working on the bridge right now.
How can they work on something they cannot see?
They can see it!
Then it's not invisible!
It's 18 inches underwater!
Then it's true.
Now you show me the village!
You don't need to shout. I've given you my word of honor.
Your word of honor, the name of the place!
The place is called Staritsa. Yes, Miller?
Sir, you were magnificent. To be more exact, brilliant.
Oh, that's all right, Miller.
Well, I just wanted to say it.
What did you do?
It's no good to him.
You told him about the bridge. German artillery could smash it in 5 minutes.
I'll never let them out of here.
There's only one way to be sure of that. You know what they'd do if they had the guns.
No, I can't do it.
Because you gave your word.
No, it's not that.
But that doesn't mean anything to
See,
them.
I can't figure out whether he lied or not. I've got to be sure.
Kolkov, do it now. Before it's too late.
It's a dog. It's a boat. Germans.
What is it?
Something built under the water. Go back. Go.
Kolkov. Let's talk a little.
Talk? What's to talk about?
If your friend Kirichenko were here, you'd find plenty to talk about.
Oh, Kolya. That's different.
Why? Because I'm a woman?
What has got that to do with whether you're a woman? You should be proud you're a woman.
You have lots of respect for women?
Mm-hmm.
All of them, Kukov?
All of who?
Give me a dictionary.
Ah, you mean the names. I don't know any of them. You see, it was like this. Our ship went down the first day of the war. There was a package of letters that the men had sent to their wives. I saved it and sent it on to them. I took down the addresses so I could go to see them after the war.
They say we're going to have fine new ships to sail all over the world after the war.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Tell me about the ocean.
Ah, the ocean. Salt sea. That's what keeps the world together. There'll be ships sailing on the sea. Ships without guns. They'll pass and we'll shout to each other, "Ahoy, brother." Black men, white men, yellow men. Going to Singapore, San Francisco, London, Vladivostok.
That's wonderful.
Mm.
Candle, Kuko.
You see, I was right. The fog is coming in front of your eyes.
Name Marcia, 14th Paratroop Scouts.
That's a detachment that was sent out 3 days ago.
Any word from them?
No.
Any message on the dog?
No.
He wants to go back across the river.
Across the river?
Shut my eyes for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That wouldn't be much sleep for a whole week. The candle will last a few hours. When there's no more light, I'll have to kill you all. Unless I find one man I can trust.
Why should you trust anyone?
You said you hated the Major because he let his men die.
You played a trick on us.
He didn't know that. He was ready to see you all killed to save himself.
What are you trying to get out of me?
I've watched you, Miner. You are not like the others.
Don't get any ideas about me. I'm exactly like the others. Couldn't be any different if I wanted to be. Exactly like the others. There's only one kind of German.
Maybe you're right.
You see, there's only one kind of German.
Maybe that's what's wrong with you.
Can
finished? Yes. The last section of the bridge is completed.
Good.
Kuka, what did you do? You smashed the bridge. The bridge. Kukov. What did you do? You smashed the bridge.
I'll never let him get out of here alive. Never.
Throw it. Before. Too late. Throw it.
Look out!
Back where you belong.
You've been asleep. I woke you up. In a minute, you'll sleep again. I've come over.
I gave you a chance, and you didn't take it.
It took me 10 years to cross that line.
And now, you crossed it for good?
I did.
Prove it.
How can I?
Do you know the German point of concentration?
No. But he was lying to you.
So, he was lying.
And there's something else.
Yeah. Yes, well, talk up.
Those were not tanks you had up there. Those are barges and trucks. It's a new kind of barge that goes in very shallow water. I've seen them go through every night.
I have to question him again.
Oh, you won't get anything out of him. Give me a gun. I want to kill them all.
If that's what I wanted, I would do it myself.
I want to begin with Miller.
Miller? The professor? What did he do?
You wouldn't believe it from his face. They call him the Butcher. That's what he is. All that crazy talk is just to fool people. Give me a gun.
Kuka. Give it to him.
You're not afraid?
No. See, I know now that you're the one that tried to help me.
That's good.
Yeah. Miner, you do as I say. Get in front of me. Don't turn toward me, or you'll get a bullet in your back. Don't fire. Shout if they move.
You can sleep.
I won't.
You hear that? Digging. They're digging us out.
Stillman.
Stay where you are.
Stillman, we don't ask you to kill the Russian. We want you to save his life.
If you want Russian, he will throw the hand grenade and it will kill him too.
What you have done will be forgotten, Stillman. I give you my word. You will be safe, Stillman. No one will know what happened here. I will see that you're sent home. Home to Germany, to your family.
To your wife and children.
We all Germans.
Stillman, remember your race and blood.
Russian. Quick up! The Germans are digging us out.
Germans.
Yes, Germans. Are you still hoping, Kulkov? Still dreaming about an army with banners? They are smashing them at the river.
Germans or Russians?
How can a German ask such a question?
Germans.
German.
Yes, Germans!
Lisa. Ready?
I am.
At least we waited till the last minute. Miner.
Throw it. I told you Germans will dig us out. Are you still hoping Russians will save you?
You can be sure before you die that the Russians are crossing the river at WWII right now.
You stupid idiot. It will take 30 minutes for our reserves at Novorog to contact and to destroy them.
Novorog. Not Staritsa.
Yes, that's right, Novorog. What does it help you to know it now? Blow us up! Do whatever you want! Your offensive is going to be smashed! This is German territory. It will be German in all of future history!
Until future history, you'll never live to tell them about the bridge.
Germans are crossing it! Marshal!
Dog brought us here.
But the German voices.
We use German prisoners for the digging.
Alexei Kulkov. Paratrooper scout reporting. Captured. Major Erich von Stürmer. German divisional staff. 1 sergeant, 1 corporal, 4 privates.
Which one is the major?
There. That's Major Erich von Stürmer.
It's a pity you killed him. He probably knew some important information.
He told us all about what he knew before this happened.
German concentration point. Novorog.
Novorog?
Shallow river, special barges.
Special barges. We still have time to... Lieutenant, call Captain Pavlov, quick. How did you get it out of him?
Comrade Lisa and I. It was psychological.
Like sand in their shoes.
Sand?
Comrade, she's badly wounded.
Stretcher bearers! Lieutenant!
Stretcher bearers!
Stretcher bearers!
Cool cough.
Where did you get that gun?
I gave it to him.
That was a bad mistake. You trust the enemy with a gun?
Well, you see, comrade, my lieutenant, it's like this.
I see. It wasn't loaded.
So you didn't trust me?
Later. You'll have a chance to be trusted. Later.
Put him on the stretcher.
No. I'm all right. I can walk up. A man can stay awake for weeks. For months.